Hi, and welcome to this week's Thrive in 5. I hope you watched the video last week where we did Search Engine 101, and I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into the organic search engine methodology in order to get better results there. And I'm calling it SEO 101, specific to Google. And the real important thing to recognize is if you've got Google right, hopefully the remaining things that come from Bing and some of the other search engines will work for you. But I'm focusing on Google because Google's where most of the action is. So SEO 101. The really important key in search engine optimization is to understand that Google's intent, Google's entire goal anytime somebody does a search is to give that searcher the best possible result for their query or for the search that they've just performed. And in order to continually do that, Google has this incredibly big team of some of the brightest engineers, web engineers on the planet, building an ongoing and ever-evolving algorithm, and an algorithm is just some technology and some thinking behind how the actual engine keeps figuring out what's the best result. At present, there seems to be about 200 unique pieces of that algorithm that affect a search result. But I want to give you maybe the top 20 really quickly so that you understand the complexity of building and creating a good result for your site. You just can't build a website and hope that Google gives you a high placement on their result. There's an algorithm, there's a whole bunch of factors, and I'm going to sort of give you the higher weighted factors. First, you have to understand that Google, while they might look at your site, they index web pages. And they index a web page because what Google comes back with to a search is a page that supports that search. So within a website, if you want to rank well on Google, you actually have to have a web page that supports the query. And if you don't have a web page that supports a query that's done on Google, don't expect Google to give you any placement. So when you understand that, a page needs to be actually designed in an appropriate and important way. You have to have a web page, it has to have a title tag, and it has to have a description tag. Interestingly enough, these two things are the two items that show up in the search result. The title is the blue line in the search engine results, and the description is the little paragraph that comes underneath it. You have to have good ones of those on every page of your site. You have to have quality content. Without quality content that actually is about this particular search term, Google's not going to think that this page actually is a best result. So it's important that you have great content. Great content now is enough copy, like enough words to support the search. It's pictures, it's video, it's media. Google's now looking for unique and varied quality content. And then the rest of the page has to be what we call spider prepped. And spider prep means the things on the site are actually done to support the search engine spiders coming through. That's what has to be done on the page. Then within the site, you have to make sure that this page is linked within the site. If this page is not linked within the site and it kind of stands on its own, Google's probably not going to find it very easily. Then there's a whole bunch of other factors. Remember, there's 200. I'm going to go quickly through these next 12 or so. First one is links. There has to be links coming to your web page from outside of the site. Without links coming to it, this is where Google began their whole process, was how many links came in. There has to be social signals. And given the new reality of Facebook and Twitter and Google+, social signals are now factoring into whether this page gets a result in the search. Competitive factors. How does your page stack up against all the other pages claiming to support this search query? So there's competitive factors. The age of your domain actually comes into play. The bounce rate. And a bounce rate is when somebody gets to this page and then leaves immediately by that page. That's called bounce rate. How long do people spend on this page? That's an important criteria for Google. They're actually now testing how quickly your page loads. So if you take 10 seconds to load this page, that's not going to help you. The code quality now actually matters in a great way, because Google's actually looking at sites, and if they have code that's 5 and 6 years old and it's not working for them anymore, they're going, not a good site. So they deprecate the value of this result because the code's bad. Is this page browser friendly, and ultimately is the site browser friendly? Not just to different browsers on a desktop. Remember, the whole world is going tablet and mobile. So does your site actually support all the different browsers that are out there? Does it have good spider maps? Within your site and within the background code of the site, you have to have maps that tell the search engine spiders, come look at this page. How often should you come look at it? Are there new pages being added? That's important. And then finally, is there some, Google sort of gives you then a trust score based on that. And your trust score can rise and fall based on all these other criteria. I took a little bit longer than 5 on this one this week, but I really want you to understand that just because you have a page does not mean that Google likes your page or that they'll actually rank your page. What Google wants is quality. They want best result for the searcher, and these are all of the factors that just go into your organic search result. I hope that helps. You've got the knowledge. Now you might have to go do something with it. We'll talk to you next time.